German Grand Prix Live, Vettel leads, Hamilton battles up to third but rain threatening. Opinion is divided as to whether the Hockenheim track will throw up an exciting race, with Red Bull confident of overtaking on the track while Hamilton was downbeat on his chances of fighting through the field to score a substantial haul of points. However, the weather could play a part, and if rain does strike, as it did during FP3 on Saturday morning, then racing could get very interesting indeed, with teams having little or no information on setup in wet conditions. Lap 42, Perez drops down to 9th after a pitting. The rain is here. Anyone can win this race now. Charles Leclerc also goes into the pits. Lap 40, rain is inbound in 8 minutes. It's about to get interesting. Lap 38, Raikkonen is told to let Vettel past. That was after a message from Jock Clear, who tells the Finn not to hold up Vettel any longer. Plenty of talk about any potential rain showers potentially on their way. Lap 32, Vettel is complaining about the rear tires, which is bad news for Ferrari. Rain predicted in 10 to 15 minutes at Hockenheim. Everyone who has tire trouble would be nursing right now because they will not want to pit for dry tires, and then come straight back in for inters. Vettel says he is just destroying his tires by sitting behind Raikkonen in the dirty air. Lap 30, Valtteri Bottas is the first man into the 1:16s and has taken half a second out of his teammate on that lap. Hamilton of course hasn't pitted yet. Lap 28, Ricciardo out. It looks like engine failure for the Red Bull driver. Losing power, he says before pulling over and stopping the car. That's the brand new engine gone by the sounds of things. His teammate Max Verstappen pits from the lead and returns into 5th. Hamilton up to 3rd. Lap 27, there is heavy rain 10 miles north of Hockenheim as we speak. That would change things a bit. Would play right into Mercedes' hands. Although they are now out with some soft tires for Valtteri Bottas. Lap 25, Vettel slips out between Raikkonen and Lewis Hamilton. So the Finn has effectively undercut his own teammate, although I don't expect we will see Vettel stay behind the Ferrari, either because he will stop again or Kimi will be asked to move aside. Lap 24, more purple sectors from Raikkonen and he is now in Vettel's pit window. Is Raikkonen's pace helping Lewis Hamilton? Indirectly, I suppose so. Vettel is in anyway. Where will he come out? Lap 22, first time I've written Lance Stroll's name today. He is running for 10th and just created a bit of a concertina behind him with Grosjean, Sainz and Hartley. Not his fault in fairness, and he stays 14th for the moment. Lap 20, Hamilton finding some pace. We think he can't pit before lap 30 if he wants to do a one-stop, so the fact he is the fastest man on the track last time around is promising. Lap 18, Nico Hülkenberg has pitted too, and that helps Ricciardo move into the points for the first time. Leclerc put up a good fight, but that Sauber doesn't have the grunt of the Red Bull. Lap 16, purple times from Kimi Räikkönen on fresh tires. I'm surprised Mercedes haven't covered this move off, but they must be expecting the Ferrari to go two-stop. Lap 14, Kimi Räikkönen is the first of the leaders to pit. An undercut on Bottas, we think. The Ferrari comes out just in front of Hamilton, who has got past Magnussen. Is that why they pulled him in? They saw an opportunity to slow Hamilton down and have sprung a little trap that will leave Hamilton seething, I would think. Further back, Leclerc is staying ahead of Alonso, but only just. That midfield battle is fierce between Haas, Renault, Force India, Leclerc and Alonso. Lap 12 Magnussen running quite well ahead of Hamilton, but he has just got into DRS range, so this might be done rather quickly. Then Verstappen will be next up the road. Lap 10. I think there is a lot of pace management going on at the moment. That looks easy for Vettel, who is already 24 seconds ahead of Hamilton. The Brit is up to 6th though after passing Nico Hülkenberg. Lap 8 Ricciardo licks a stamp and sends it down the inside of Marcus Ericsson, although his front tires really haven't warmed up yet. That's 14th place for the swashbuckling Australian. Lap 6 Ricciardo is up to 15th but is complaining that he can't get his tires up to temperature. Remember, he's on the white-rimmed medium tires. Grosjean isn't enjoying the rubber either, and Perez capitalizes to take 7th place at the hairpin. Hamilton is just behind them and will pounce on the main straight, you would think. In lap 4 Alonso runs wide and Hamilton capitalizes easily. Not much the McLaren driver could have done anyway, of course, and he didn't really bother defending. A few corners later and Hamilton is up to 10th, doing Leclerc into the hairpin. It's not been a good start for the Monegasque, who has slipped out of the points to 11th. Vettel up the front is the only man in the 1:17s. So very much faster than everyone else. Lap 2 Vettel is cruising away from the field and is already 1.5 seconds clear of Bottas. Raikkonen is one of a number of drivers reporting spots of rain on the visor already. Hamilton gets a con into turn 1 but he's still only up to 12th. Next up is that man Fernando Alonso. Bit of history there, isn't there? Lights out. Bottas gets a good start but Vettel covers him off and retains the lead. Verstappen gets a run up the inside of Raikkonen but the Finn hangs on and the front four are unchanged. Not much progress for Ricciardo and Hamilton, with only one place between them on the opening lap. 2:09 p.m, formation lap is go, then Ricciardo on the medium tires, Hamilton on the soft. That might suggest they think there will be some rain around. They don't want to start on the ultras and get caught out after the pit stop phase. 2:05 p.m, there goes the not Pirates of the Caribbean music, which means we are a few minutes away. Sun starting to shine, dark clouds gathering. This is quite intriguing, you know. 1:58 p.m, Max Verstappen will start 4th on the grid, but Red Bull were quite quick on Friday. I don't think he believes he can beat the Ferraris though. A win I don't know, but we'll try. We have a good race car. Hopefully the weather will play in a little bit. That would be cool. 1:53 p.m, time for the national anthem, which is usually one of my own. On this occasion, the woman responsible for it has murdered it slowly and painfully. Delete your account please. 1:50 p.m, the German Grand Prix wasn't on the calendar last year, and at present will not be again. However, F1 head honcho Chase Carey, he of the glorious mustache, seems cautiously optimistic of making a go of things. We're seeing if we can get something going, but we're getting close to having to put the schedule together for 2019. 1:40 p.m, cars are on the grid now with 30 minutes to go. Williams are in for another difficult day more than likely, but Rob Smedley, one of the technical bosses, has a wry smile on his face at the back of the grid. It's a small step, a small improvement. It's still in the experimental stage. Not a good time for experiments. Summer break can't come quick enough for them. 1:30 p.m. Nico Rosberg is obviously a big deal here, although Bild reckon and he's doing some work with Sky Sports. He is wearing what can only be described as a full beige suit with a collarless shirt under it. Nope. The tires could be crucial today. They will blister significantly, unlike Silverstone, which might make Hamilton's life that bit harder. 1:10 p.m. A little update on the weather. I'm told there is a 40% chance of rain about midway through the race. That would make things very spicy indeed for the likes of Daniel Ricciardo and Lewis Hamilton, starting down the field. Pierre Gasly is right at the back by the way after also taking some engine penalties. Watch out for him following Ricciardo through the pack, I reckon. 12:45 p.m. Lewis Hamilton briefly put an umbrella up on the driver's parade but his sunglasses are still on. He seems surprisingly upbeat all things considered. No pressure on him I suppose. The plan is to go forwards, he tells the German host. I've got to try to catch Sebastian somehow. I just told Valtteri to go out and win the race, so I'm counting on him to win. 12:30 p.m. Welcome to historic Hockenheim where, perhaps sadly, the sun is shining. But there are clouds around and there is a chance of some rain later, maybe even thunderstorms. Exciting stuff, as long as we stay on track. Some drivers claimed it was too dangerous even to go out in the rain on Saturday, and if I'm honest, I don't fancy a day of sitting around forecasting the weather. Carol Kirkwood, I am not. But what I can do is tell you about the fast cars, or in McLaren's case the slow ones. We've got just over an hour and a half to go, so we'll have plenty of time to go through every element of this intriguing weekend on and off the track.